You know, this is, if we had a code in our town that said the windows must be vertical, this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have gotten this excessively horizontal building. And even, even that could have been. This is one of yours. And I don't know, what's the name of this?
Community College of Baltimore.
College, right? Okay, I saw it about a year ago. Look, there's not enough Prozac in the world to make people feel okay about going in. Oh really? You're thinking about getting rid of it. And it's what, like 23 years old? Yeah, well that's how much people care about it. It's not okay to put up buildings that are unworthy of our affection. And that's what we managed to do. This is really one of the champions in the whole United States. This was what was across the street from my hotel the last time I was in Baltimore. A really rewarding experience going up the street there. What's your reward? You get blasted with the exhaust from the ventilation. What's going through our heads? We have all these vast layers of permitting and we can't even get that right. This was a pretty good outcome, and it's probably finished by now because it was over a year ago. But this is one of the things I think we're going to see, and the kind of things that will be more successful for us. I said in the class earlier, one of the problems that we're going to face in an energy-scarce future is that the skyscraper is not going to work too well for us. The skyscraper and the megastructure are going to be big problems. We're not going to be able to run them in an energy-scarce economy. And so we've got to stop building them. And one of the things you got to do in Baltimore is not build more giant condominium towers, okay? Because they represent terrible misallocations of resources, terrible misinvestments. We're not going to be able to live in them or use them. So whatever opportunities you have to promote that, you must promote buildings that are 10 stories or under, and preferably under 7 stories, because 7 stories is the absolute maximum for buildings that people can walk up. And we're probably going to have to do a lot more of that. We may be living in a society that does not have exactly the same kind of reliable electric grid as the society we're now living in. We're really near the end. In fact, this is the second to last slide. This is another one of those instances of what you see in a back alley sometimes coming from 100 years ago. There was no real reason that the owner of this garage, built in the early 20th century, had to put this magnificent little roof on. It certainly cost a lot more money to articulate the curves on this roof and make it work. It required real skilled carpentry. And yet they went to the trouble of doing it on a back alley where nobody was going to see it except for them and maybe the occasional delivery wagon or one of their neighbors bringing a vehicle into the alley. And it's so interesting to see the care that we lavished even on the forgotten places and the leftover places in America. Now you take the most important public places in America, and we put up stuff like that, with no care and no love. And in this era, we put up things that were really worth caring about. So that's it. And the only one other thing I want to tell you, though, and I want you to stick around for this because it's very important. Okay, I know this has been a very difficult message, especially the part about where our economy is going and the difficulty that we're going to have. And a lot of the time, college kids say, can't you give me some hope? Can't you give me some hope? Well, here's the deal, is that I'm not a hope dispenser, okay? You have to generate the hope. It's got to come from you. And the way you generate it is by proving to yourself that you're competent people, that you can deal successfully with the circumstances and the changes that reality is sending to you, that you're successfully negotiating your living arrangement and your reality, and that you're paying attention to the tasks that need to be done in your society. And that you're not just relying on wishful thinking and waiting to win the lottery, or sitting there thinking you're going to get something from nothing, or wishing upon a star. The difference, people who are capable of generating hope are people who understand the difference between wishing for stuff and making stuff happen. And those are the kinds of people that you young people can become. You can make this happen. You can militate to repair the railroad system in America. You can participate in the reform of agriculture, in the reform of commerce. We're going to have to do something. We're not going to have Walmart with us forever. In fact, they're probably going to go down fast, soon, and hard. Because you cannot run, you simply cannot run a warehouse on wheels with this incessant circulation of 18-wheel trailers if you're not living in a cheap oil economy. It ain't going to happen. But there's, we're going to have to reorganize a whole vast system of local networks of economic interdependency on the local level. It's a tremendous task. All these tasks are waiting out there for you to do. To fix commerce, to rebuild the railroads, to find a new way to do schooling that doesn't involve massive busing systems. That's going to be what's ultimately going to give you hope that you can deal with these things. So thank you very much, and go forth and do good things.